Hi, I'm Devin McQuaid, and you're listening to Mindset. So let's talk about your mindset. For the first episode, let's get to know each other. You'll get to know me, the person behind the podcast, as well as what is mindset, why did I want to start it, and what's upcoming for mindset. So first of all, let's start with the introduction. As I've said, hi, I'm Devin McQuaid. I'm a 20-year-old college student that has a passion for speaking about mental health more openly, as I feel like it's not talked about enough. And this is why I wanted to start a podcast on mental health. So maybe we should say, why did I want to start Mindset? Well, as I said, I have such a passion for speaking about mental health and wanting it to be spoke about more, but in a less negative way and in a more positive way. That's all I want to do. I wanted to start Mindset as a safe space for people who feel like they don't have someone to talk to or they don't have someone that will listen to them. I want Mindset to be that sort of podcast where if people are struggling, it's the one thing that they can put on and be like, oh, this makes sense. It's a sort of place where I want people to feel like they're not alone and just have that reassurance. I know I'm not always going to talk about stuff that's helpful maybe to people, but I just want people to feel like they're being listened to or they feel like they're being heard, and I just want people to know that they aren't alone is one of my big things. I want people to know that they aren't alone and that there is somebody that's going through the exact same thing as them. Maybe not the exact same thing, but there's somebody that's went through that process and that it's okay to go through what you're going through. Even it's also okay to talk about things. You don't have to sit and bottle things up. You're allowed to talk. I know sometimes people are scared that it comes across as attention seeking, or it's not attention seeking. You're allowed to ask for help. And that's what people need to recognise more, is the fact that asking for help is completely okay. And from speaking from personal experiences here, I am one of the most stubborn people ever, because so many people can ask me if I'm okay and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, and it's just because I always have this belief, and I feel like everybody has this mindset, funnily enough, that you want to ask for help, but you always or not. Right, I'm going to put it in perspective from my angle is, if I want to ask for help, I won't go to anybody because I always believe that people have it worse than me. So it kind of just puts it back a step. I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to ask for help right now. But Mindset's that place where you can go and be like, Devin's listening. Devin's talking about an issue that I've went through, which is probably true. I'm going to do a lot of research into this. I plan on taking so much time into looking into different mental illnesses, different effects, different things that affect mental health. I got really sidetracked. Mindset is for people who are struggling. I've always had this idea since I was younger that I've always just wanted to help people. I'll always put myself before others no matter what. Even if I'm having a bad day, I'll always make sure that I put people before myself, because at the end of the day, I just want people to be happy. I don't want people to feel, I don't want people to feel like they're invalid, or I don't want them to feel like they're alone. I just want them to be able to open up. And it's hard, I get it. I know opening up's hard. I'm stubborn when it comes to opening up, which is okay. I mean, I'm not the best at opening up, but I just love to sit and listen to people. And maybe I'm not listening to your problems, but I could be addressing stuff that you've went through. And just knowing that potentially sitting behind the screen, not the screen, but behind a microphone, and talking about different mental illnesses and mental health information and where you can get help, knowing that I could potentially be helping someone just gives me a little bit of hope, in a sense, to continue this. So I got a lot sidetracked. So let's move back. So what's up and coming for Mindset? Well, I already have 2 episodes planned. I have, well, 3, because this is the first one. So this episode is introduction to mindset, what it is, what am I doing, who am I, and so far I think it's going pretty well. And second episode, I'm going to do a group discussion with some of my college classmates on how does social media affect mental health. Now, just for a brief insight, I've done a lot of research in college about mental health and social media and how it affects mental health, and I know that it's definitely very effective. Maybe not so much in a good way. Actually, no. With the research that I've done, it's very mixed. There's positives and there's negatives, and it's quite shocking. I learned that a lot of people find mental health, social media very, what's the word? It's very it has its pros and its cons. The pros is meeting people and stuff, but the negativity is bullying and stuff. But I won't get into that because I can't wait to have the guests on, which will be episode 2, which is again social media and how it affects mental health. And for episode 3, recently at the end of February into March, it was Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and that touches a bit close to home, so I want to talk about it, but also it's just, we're here to talk. What's upcoming for mindset, we're just gonna take it and run with it. Again, all I want to do for this podcast is help people. I have such a passion. I can remember being young, or whenever, but sometimes people will thank me and I'm like, you don't have to thank me, that's what I'm here for. But they're like, oh, but I do, and I'm like, I'm here to help. All I want to do is help. That's literally all I want to do. And I've always tried my best to be such is the word advocate for mental health? I just always want people to talk about it. Maybe because I don't talk about it enough, which has obviously done a lot of damage, but it's just, I just want people to be okay. And as hard as it sounds, yeah, it's probably a bit cringy and stuff, but it's all good, people are okay to feel things. People are allowed to feel things. And maybe some people don't want to talk about it and rather keep it to themselves. That is okay. But please understand that it's okay to talk about your feelings and emotions. You are allowed to speak how you feel. It takes me to confront an issue that has happened before, and I just actually let's talk about this, because this is something that I really don't enjoy doing, is confronting people about issues, because automatically after I confront them I get this big feeling of guilt. I'll always think that I'm in the wrong, and I guess that's something that kind of does a lot of things. Being a person that's a people pleaser and wants everybody to be happy, confrontation is not exactly the right way for me to go. But when there's an issue, I'd rather, I always, if there's an issue that's been 3 months down the line and it's still ticking in my brain, and then I bring it up 3 months later, is that the right thing to do? Probably not, but I do it anyways because I don't want that other person to get hurt. But I've been learning how to confront an issue and bring it forward instead of lingering on it, which is just a working process. But no matter what, every time I talk to somebody it's really an issue, I start I'm like, oh, I've hurt this person and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if not that I don't know. I have so much planned. I have so much planned for this podcast, and I'm hoping that to whoever's listening, that you're ready to stick along for the journey. And yeah, I can't wait to see how far mindset goes, and I know that younger Devon is honestly having the blast right now. She's proud. She's ready to help people, and that's what she's getting to do. I remember in one of my friend's YouTube videos, I said I've always wanted to start a podcast about mental health because it's the one thing that I really want to do, and I want to help people. And it also kind of sort of feels like a fever dream. Right now I'm sitting behind a microphone recording my first episode of mindset. Maybe this is completely rubbish and it doesn't make sense, but I mean, somebody's gonna get it. Obviously, this isn't like a proper, like, this is just the introduction. We're just getting to know each other, you're getting to know the plans, and I'm just getting to speak about things, which is grateful. But to wrap up the episode here, just to keep it short and sweet, I've been Devon McQuaid, you've been listening to Mindset. Come along to the next episode and we can talk about your mindset.